here we are. We are the Porn Stars Are People podcast, episode 6. We're in Las Vegas. I came all the way out to Las Vegas to get some episodes going. I'm here with Joslyn Stone. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for meeting me. We had to make some changes this morning. Thank you for rolling with the punches. I appreciate it.
It's the way it goes. It's Vegas.
Oh.
At least you're not hungover. I was wondering,
not currently, no.
Is he hungover?
I would have been.
I
almost
a few minutes
was
late. No, it was a hotel that got you. So
multiple ways. For that, I won't say where we are actually, because I don't want.
It's a hotel in Vegas. Hunt us down.
So that's what's going on. So you said you've been in Vegas for 5 years.
Yeah.
Tell me what that is. Why anybody would do that?
Oh, why anybody would do it? Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's absolutely amazing.
You love Vegas.
I come from Orange County, California.
Okay.
I lived right around the corner from Mickey Mouse my entire life.
Okay.
Bought a house out there, all of this stuff. I always wanted to come
Like
to
you could
Vegas.
just smell popcorn all the time.
And pretty much, yeah. And the giant rat and
Popcorn
his little duck friend.
And urine and chlorine.
And but I miss being close to the beach, Huntington Beach and stuff like that. I miss being close to that and the dog beach, and my dog misses that, believe me.
Bet.
But this town is very, very tiny. It looks very large in movies, but it's very tiny. I could be across town in 30 minutes, not 2 miles in 45 minutes like Orange County or
true.
LA.
That's true.
I lowered my overhead by 2/3.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty cheap to live here.
Yes,
As a
except
general
for
rule.
during the summer, because your electric bill goes from like $100 a month to $600.
So 600 just for AC.
Just bang.
Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
I was.
a joke.
I'm very brown. I'm Italian. I'm very brown. I don't.
So
I don't
you would cook in the desert? What are you trying to
No, I
tell
generally
me?
don't.
I didn't
No,
know
but-
we were doing a
no, but-
color test.
No, my
Jesus.
my point was I generally don't burn. I generally don't have a problem with the sun. I'm the darkest one in my family. I came here yesterday. I made it up to the pool. Just 2 hours, sent a couple of emails, and then after a little while, I was like, I think I'm dying. Like, I think I'm. So the whole front of me the whole back of me is fine. The whole front of me got burned up in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was walking around. I legitimately felt like a raisin. I've never felt like a raisin in my life.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to drink, I think, 2 or 3 liters of water.
A ton.
Same thing happened to me when I was in Albuquerque.
How are your lips doing? Do you feel like you
I
need to
hadn't
coat
even
on
landed.
Vaseline or
Hadn't even
something?
landed yet before I needed to go buy Burt's Bees wax.
Yeah.
Unbelievable out here. Unbelievable.
You can tell the tourists because they don't bring chapstick and stuff.
and they're just
their
walking around with
lips are all
chunks.
fucked up and, they look like they just got put through a dehumidifier.
I would
it's
argue.
Just like, oh, geez, God.
I would argue that you could tell the tourists by the people holding a pina colada on the street. I think that's.
Oh, the one that stands 8 feet tall and has a
The
strap?
yard.
Yeah.
No, it has a strap on it?
I swear to God.
Like a saxophone
Yes,
cable?
yes. Exactly
That's
like
incredible.
that.
That's
they
actually
wrap
brilliant.
it around. If you have to strap your fucking drink on, maybe you shouldn't get it. I'm just saying.
I think you just sold a bunch more people to come to Vegas, not to stay away from
or
it.
the
actually.
sexy leg. You know that weird like old lamp from the 70s?
No, from is it from a movie? It's
yeah, they've used it in movies. It's like the high heel and then the fishnet stocking and the thigh, and then it has the
From A Christmas Story.
lampshade. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine walking around with one of those fuckers strapped to your chest.
That's a real
going
thing? They have that?
on your straw.
That's hilarious.
It's just, I just want to see people walk around with like a giant penis strapped to them. Personally, I think that.
I don't think we're that far from that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a small one
that you drink out of.
That's like a sports cup, and it looks like a big dick.
Does it have
it sits on the balls and everything.
It has the pull out top.
Yeah, no, it has a
pump
straw.
top. Oh, it has a straw.
It has a straw, and it's a bendy straw too, which is really creepy.
So
but
it's
I wanna see
catheterized.
that. Yeah, it's catheterized.
Is that the right word?
You know, but that works for me. You know, you said it right. That works for me because I like sounds. But you know, just slide it right in there, baby. But that's the twisted, demented, sadistic.
That's
yummy
funny.
part of me.
So the best story I have about one of those yard things was we were in Cancun.
Oh, jeez.
And we were 18. Me and my sister, my cousins, and we had never even drank before. So we're at Senior Frogs, and with our hotel, because we did like this all-inclusive thing, we get like 2 or 3 drinks just walking through the door. So the 2 drink tickets. So somebody starts hitting on my hot girl cousin. And he's like being disrespectful, and I guess he either I don't know. The story was something like he lifted up her skirt or something. Now, my sister doesn't play that game. I learned very early in my life that my sister, you don't fuck with her.
Well, she had brothers.
No, she was the old. No, she was the oldest, and she may as well have been the brother because she just whooped my ass my whole life. There was like a period of time from like 7 to 14 where I was like, no, I can fight, and then every time I get my ass whooped. I get my ass.
Sibling fights are
whooped.
completely different than bar fights. They're more evil.
That's true.
I'm the baby, so I was the punching bag.
So I thought the worst fight I ever had with my sister. I thought the fight was over, and then wooden shoes started getting thrown at me. I don't know where they came from. I don't know whose they were. But I was being hit with wooden shoes.
Oh,
my
God.
My only plan was to run. I just ran out of the house. I ran out of the house, and then she chased me like a leopard.
I'm telling you.
Jumped into the snow, started pulling chunks of hair out of the front of my forehead, and I don't know what to do. And then my mother pulls in the driveway. My sister runs in the garage, grabs a shovel. And I see the shovel. I jump in. No, she's gonna hit me in the face. Yeah, I guess she's gonna bury me after she's done. So I jump into the van, lock the door, and then my sister's begging my mother, just let me hit him once. Just let me hit him once. Thank God my mom said no. My God. Oh, anyway, so that's the person we're talking about.
Awesome.
So my sister,
I love your sister.
hears of what's going on to my cousin, gets one of those yard glasses of, oh no, so my sister comes over, tells the guy, hey, don't do that, you're an asshole, and he just like spills, he just spills a Corona on her. And so she was like, what? So then she still has a drink ticket left, or two, or however many you needed for the yard. So she gets the reddest, the darkest, the most stainiest drink she can get in one of those yards. Comes up behind him. She's like standing on the part where like the girls like dance and do the go-go thing. So the guy kind of sees her coming. So she goes to dump it on him, but she picked the frozen drink. Big mistake because it comes out so slow.
Right.
So it's kind of glumping out. He sees her, grabs her leg, pulls it. So she lands on her ass. My other cousin runs over to get involved. My sister, without skipping a beat, my sister flips the yard thing over. It's still filled frozen mix. It goes whap right across, just in the perfect chin spot. I mean, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So my cousin just bear hugs my sister, and we just roll out of there. We were at 17 and 18. It was ridiculous.
Oh,
that was my last yard and senior frogs experience. Which you guys have a senior frogs?
Yeah, we have a senior frogs here. They do the mild tourist version.
Yeah.
I've been to the one in Mexico.
Cancun. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. If you keep drinking, they stay open.
Yeah.
You know, and the shots where they tilt your head back.
Oh,
and
yeah,
just
they go
pour
across?
it straight into your mouth.
And you're like, what is this? No, they don't even answer you.
It doesn't matter.
That's what Mexico's about.
And then they shake you.
What does that mean?
It's like baby shaking syndrome.
Why do they shake you?
They shake your mouth and your head. You've never had them
to
do
make sure.
that?
No, I don't.
Mix
no, I don't
two
just
bottles.
take.
They
I
tilt
see what you're
your
saying.
head back. They pour the two like a mix of some sort or two types of tequila. I don't fucking know.
This is pre-roofie,
and then yes. But you know, I've upped my game on roofie, so you got to give me at least 3.
Oh yeah.
To keep up with what I can.
Wow. I didn't know you could. So you're like Princess Bride. You're like, I spent my whole life building up a tolerance for iocane poisoning.
There
just hit me with it.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Inconceivable.
That's incredible. I was at a wedding. I was at the wedding this weekend, and the family.
Someone.
I roofied 3 people. It was fantastic. I roofied the father, the son, and my date. And I was like, whoever falls over first, I'm taking. No, so we were at the rehearsal dinner, and somebody I made a joke about how they said that their child had was a 97th percentile for a child his age, and I was like, so basically the child has giantism. And without skipping a beat, one of the people in the family just goes, anybody want a peanut?
Oh God.
And then the whole family started laughing, and then it took me like a minute and a half to realize that was a Princess Bride reference, and the family was totally on board. I was like, I didn't know you guys were this on board with Princess Bride. Now we're best friends.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were good before.
The one-liners
now
from movies,
I'm in your family. You can't even ask me to leave anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's incredible.
I'm following you home.
Anybody want a peanut?
Anybody want a peanut? Oh yeah, he was amazing. What was his name?
Andre the Giant.
Andre
the Giant. You know what's weird, and I don't know why I'm admitting this, but I Googled this morning. You ever gone on one of these rabbit holes and you're Googling things and you don't know how you get to certain places? You start with like cute kitten playing piano. It's been like 20 minutes.
I don't Google the stuff. I get caught in the YouTube.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell.
Yeah. Right. You start cute kitten plays piano. Right. You start on that one, and an hour later you're looking up dude gets macheted in the face, and you're like, how did I get here? I started with babies, so I started. Honestly, I started because we're in Nevada. I started looking up satellite images of the nuclear test sites, which are they're not that far. It's only 2 hours away.
Not that far. Yeah.
And then
they have a museum right over off of Flamingo.
What's the museum?
The nuclear
this is what
test
we did?
sites and stuff. Yeah, like this is it. Was how we fuck shit up.
I don't understand.
Here's some pictures.
This is what we do. I was in Huntsville recently, where NASA, part of NASA is based. The brain, they say the brain of NASA is based there. All these things, and there's all this propaganda. That people are just like, oh, this is great Redstone artillery, and I'm just like, this is, especially with
Are you
Trump.
proud of this?
This is very strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in Dayton I went to the Air Force Museum. So same thing. Yeah, there's a museum for this.
You know, only like 2.5, 3 hours away is Area 51. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's worth going down on the strip and
then what do you do? Just go to the
$800, get the Lamborghini.
Just get there.
Yeah, just
and then
get there
but
quick.
you can't go in, right?
No, but they have like a restaurant and stuff out there
Okay.
because that's where you want to eat. Slices of alien on your BLT.
Is that what they call it? Yeah. No, because the aliens landed in Roswell. They're not just giving up pieces.
No, they're not giving us anything.
I should have gone to Roswell. Anyway, so I'm looking up. I was just in New Mexico. I should have gone to Roswell. So I was looking it up. I'm looking up all this crazy shit we did. Then I'm looking at all the islands we destroyed. And then somehow I ended up on top 12 living giants. Like that's like how do I go from nuclear propaganda, like pictures of melted people from Hiroshima, to giantism, people with giantism. That's where I ended up.
Because they think if you like,
YouTube
melted humans, that you might like big ones too.
Right. You like that melted hand. Here's a giant hand holding 2 basketballs.
There you go.
They're not wrong, because I did like those things. That's exactly where I went.
See, and that's the thing is they're guessing. They got their algorithms that are really kind of interesting.
What the
It's
hell?
like, I will look at that. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
How did I get here? You led me here. Why did you do this? How are you in my head? You need to stop it now.
It's getting ridiculous. And then now with I have Alexa, so there's already things where they're reading your mind, whatever. So like the first 3 times you try to find a song on Alexa, and she tells you she doesn't know the song. Once you get her to find the song, then from that point on, you only have to say a couple words for that song. So she starts being in your brain.
Yeah.
Alexa.
Well, it's just like Google and everything. You start typing in a phrase.
Right. Did you mean?
It'll go, give you 15 things. And I can never, I look up so many different adult references and stuff. I can never pull something up on my computer or my phone while someone else is watching.
Right, right.
Because it'll go, do you want male fisting? And it's like, not right now.
Yes.
Not right now.
I do, but Google, I'm trying to get some shit done right now. Okay,
Right,
there's
right.
people
Don't distract
around.
me.
There's people around. Yeah, that happened yesterday. I was just trying.
Yeah, drink.
I was going through some of the Twitter, and so because I'm doing the podcast, I'm following a fair amount of people in the industry on Twitter, and it just comes up, gaping, everything just comes up. So I'm just trying to get through and find I was trying to find an agency contact. Yeah. And then people are walking behind me, and I'm just like, I keep closing things. Plus then my old tabs and then my porn tabs, just my personal porn tabs are coming up. So it was a whole fiasco.
It was a whole fiasco. And speaking of Twitter and porn tabs and all that stuff, how the hell did you find me?
I don't have...
Some weird guy named Dan sends me this
I don't have a
freaking
clear
text.
answer.
And how could you not be clear about sending a message going, I'm going to travel all the way across the United States, and I would like to spend some quality time with you talking shit and laughing.
That was verbatim the message I sent. That's incredible.
I
just want to spend some quality time with you.
No, but I want to do it kind of in a creepy place, in a hotel, in public, where other people are talking really loud, even though we have microphones.
I want them to watch. No, so
no. Tell me
now. I think the bigger question, and I'll get your answer. I think it's more of a rabbit hole thing. But I think the bigger question is, why the hell would you say yes?
Because I'm not stupid and I reached your ass.
Oh, shit.
And I listened
What'd
to
you
your
find?
podcast and stuff like
Okay.
that. You know,
What episode did you listen to?
I had shit, I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't have to have a lot of qualifications to have a podcast these days.
I was randomly doing, well, you do have to have quite a few things in order to
get it on iTunes and Google Play and whatever.
In order to keep going and
Yeah.
get a crowd
Sure,
and all this
sure.
stuff and get your followers
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because I do a podcast as well.
Yeah.
And that I interview with, I won't say I'll interview with anybody that asks. I'll research and
Right.
go, why do you want me?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
You
what's the
if
hook?
you're going to be an insulting, condescending piece of shit, then
Right,
we're
that
going to
can
have
happen. Right,
fun
that can happen.
because
Oh,
I'm a big old
you're
bitch.
happy to go on for that.
Oh,
Oh, you'll walk
yeah.
into the Lions
Oh,
Den?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
with bells on.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's funny.
I love that shit.
I guess that could be funny.
So
yeah.
I get into that stuff because people think, oh, well, she does this for a living, so
It's
you
the
know,
best
and they don't
when
realize
somebody goes onto a
I
podcast
still have a
and
functioning
destroys
brain.
the host.
It's a lot of fun.
There was a comedian. I don't want to say the names because this is my industry, so I don't want to. But there's a comedian podcast where a guy has another guy come on. Guy B, who's the guest, is doing great this year. Doing fantastic. Like top 10 track. And other guy is just for no reason pissed off and starts like kind of disparaging the guy.
Oh, wow.
And then Guy B catches on pretty quick as to what's going on. And first he thinks you're
It's
just
like you're
throwing like
heckling
comedy
me.
shots. He just thinks you're throwing comedy shots for a little, like at first. Comedians just we shit on each other as hard as possible because we
Right.
we have that, and we can. So he's like oh okay whatever and then like 5 minutes in he realized like this is like a heart driven attack that like this guy is just very pissed off for no reason. And he just goes in on him, and he just starts ripping his life apart. It was fantastic.
That's
So I want
awesome.
so you give us some references of you destroying the host, and we'll go look those up because that sounds amazing.
Well, it all depends. There's a few of them. I mean, a lot of my interviews that I've done, I'm brutally honest, and even on live campsites and
Sure.
stuff, I'm brutally honest, and that is a lot of what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can call me a bitch, you can call me anything, and it's like, okay, and if
Yeah,
you
we
can't
don't-
play
we
nice,
don't
and
have
if I
time
offended
for-
you, toddle along.
Yeah, I don't
You
have
know?
time for not for not doing for not telling the truth to people. It does.
I'm
It
too
just
stupid
gets
to
me in
remember
trouble.
my lies.
Right.
That's all
where I
it
am
is.
too, yeah.
I am too dumb to remember the bullshit that I tried to sell
Yeah.
you.
You have to.
So you would like me.
You have to like make a spreadsheet.
Yeah,
It's
I'm too
fantastic.
stupid. So that's a bottom line. You know, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
End of story. What you hear is what you get.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, the podcast that I do is all fetish based.
Yep.
I got tired of people, and Rebecca Love as well, got tired of people looking down on the adult industry and stuff. So we're
Right.
like, wait a minute, there's a lot of stuff that people don't understand.
Right.
So we started doing a podcast about it. She started it, and then I came in with Fetish.
Sure.
And there's something to be learned in every episode.
Okay.
And you're laughing hysterically, or you're grossed out,
Right.
or you're freaked out that some of the
Somebody
stuff that
would
I
do that, yeah.
And then it's like, oh my God, but I learned this.
See,
at
but-
the end where you're thinking about it, going, wow.
But that's what I think is interesting about a podcast. Like, I'm used to playing to a room of people, right? And so getting each, what's the word I want? Like each acceptance or agreement of an idea is important for a crowd. But if it's just you on a podcast, and I think people listen to these intimately, they don't listen to them with people. That's the
Right.
problem with stand-up is you have to share it. So then like you can have a room of people where they're like, I don't know if I can laugh at this. I don't know if I can agree with this because of the people around, right? So if you're touching on religion, you're talking about politics, you're talking about sex, you're talking about some of the stuff
or
in
you're talking
detail.
about cheating and the person is sitting next to their
Sure.
spouse.
Sure, and and it gets uncomfortable. So, but with a podcast, your inner freak can come out when you're listening to it. You're in your car and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do with that, So I think there's something to be said about that.
How many times I've yelled at my radio. I'll take my iPhone and plug it in. It's hooked up to my car.
Yeah.
And I drive back and forth from Vegas to LA
Yeah.
a lot.
It's like 3.5 hours.
And about 4.5.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a grandma driver.
Oh, yeah?
Whatever.
No,
yeah,
I'm a lunatic.
I am. Yeah. I like my car. I would like to keep it running. So I have listened to podcasts where I'm hanging onto the steering wheel, laughing hysterically,
Yeah.
thinking, "Oh my God, I'm gonna crash."
Right.
And there's other times where I'm yelling out the answer for something because they can't remember it. Or they're
Sure.
like,
Yeah, you get into it. Yeah.
What is the name of that movie? Princess something with a peanut. You know,
like,
and you're like,
fucking Andre the Giant, you son of a bitch.
Exactly. What are you, stupid? So, with that type of stuff, it's so funny. And I listen to my podcast, and then I co-host with Rebecca on hers, and there's things that I said that I don't even remember saying.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't believe that came out of my mouth.
This happened to me on a roast. This is the new fad in comedy, is people going and doing these roast shows, and a couple of them got very big. A friend of mine pitched a show and ended up making it onto TV, and it's actually getting pretty big now. So I run the Hoboken Comedy Festival. I wanted to do a round of roasting on that. And I went against a guy who's a fantastic joke writer. It puts a lot of time in his jokes, and basically he annihilated me because he listened to every podcast I've ever been on, and he used whatever dumb shit I said. Because sometimes you're on a podcast and it's a theme. The theme is like, okay, she's like, okay, I'll just align with the theme, and what do I care? And it was 10 years ago. I'm a totally different person, so it's like, what do I care what I say? So I just said,
that's
whatever.
The you that's fun to fuck with.
Right.
Is the 10 years ago you.
Right. So they listen to the podcast and like, well, according to Dan, then blah blah blah. So then he sets it up as fact, and then he knocks it out of the park with a punchline. I was like, God damn it! I was like, I didn't remember saying that, but you're whatever. Like, I'm losing. I'm definitely losing this thing.
Yeah, and you just lay there and take it.
Right.
And, that's where you're in the fetal position, grabbing your tummy, going, "Oh my God, I can't breathe."
I got destroyed at my own
dying.
festival. It was awful. It's actually really funny. There's nobody who I think likes being made fun of more than me. So it was actually kind of fun. But the audience didn't really know what to do because they were just like, oh, should we feel bad? And it's like, no, this is great. Like, you don't. This is awesome.
This is hilarious.
They all kind of laughed. They all kind of gave me that sort of look as they were leaving because I lost. So I was like, yeah, all right, I guess next year I'll do better. Yeah.
And that's okay.
I got no problem with it.
That's somebody that does their research on you is awesome.
So funny.
Absolutely awesome.
At some point, you got to take control of your own embarrassment. That's what I realized in the last couple of years. Like, you have to accept being embarrassed. If you don't, then you won't take whatever the energy is that makes you embarrassed. If you don't accept it, like I got walked in on the other day in the restroom. I was like, hey man, sorry. And then he took the embarrassment. Like, he left. He was like, oh, and I was just chill. I was like playing on my phone. He watched me take a dump, and he felt bad. Like, that's a weird, you know what I mean? That's a weird position to be in for him. For him.
Because you just like,
I'm supposed to take it. I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, oh no. Nope.
Throw
hey
it
man,
back.
I'll be a minute. I'll just give me a minute.
Yeah, it's words have power, but they are only hurtful if you allow them to be.
Right.
You only take in so much. Enjoy the anxiety and that little bit of adrenaline and go
Right.
and then move on with your day.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you fall, do the Willy Wonka spin into a somersault, you know?
Yes.
So fantastic.
Okay, that was good. I forgot about that.
Just stand
and
up.
he stands up.
And they just say, just a round of applause. I've always wanted to come on stage like that.
Yay! Do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't think it'll work.
It could work. Wear like a pink and purple suit, and bring your cane, your blinged
Well,
out
then it's a straight
cane.
impersonation. That's a whole other thing. I think I did do that at a Halloween party. That's my favorite thing. Halloween's my favorite. So I did Willy Wonka at a Halloween party. I did Pee Wee Herman at a Halloween party, and I was such an ass. Like, I stayed in character the whole time. Like, I was just, like, people would try to talk to me.
That's the comedy of it.
Yeah, but it's also like, if you think it's kind of annoying, you know.
To them.
Like, I feel like it's. I hate those stories when I hear about the actors that are quote method, and they stay in character the whole time.
Yeah, for like 3 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
what is that guy, Lincoln?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Lincoln. That's
yes.
him.
This is one of my favorite stories I've ever heard. Daniel Day-Lewis, and then Sally Field played Mary Todd, his wife. And she's supposedly some level method, but a little bit less. But so he was Lincoln the whole time, and they were exchanging text messages leading up to and after the thing. And then I realized, like, she was texting Abraham Lincoln. She was texting the real Lincoln because she was getting those text messages. I was like, how incredible would those text messages have been? He's like, 4 and meet me in the restroom. It's unbelievable. I want to be in that conversation. Me and another comedian were talking about this. What happens when a method actor gets a role where he's like a child molester?
Oh, Jesus.
He's just like, well, got to do it. What are you going to do?
You know what? Okay.
Got to get the
that
Oscar.
Movie, Kiefer Sutherland, Eye for an Eye.
I don't know it.
Watch
I never
it.
much liked him.
Also, Sally Fields. I loved him. I thought he was amazing. He was a great actor. He was so good in this part. I have never been able to watch him again.
Really? What happens?
He rapes and kills Sally Fields'
Field.
daughter while she's on the phone.
Oh, fuck.
And she can hear it. And it's
called Eye for Eye?
Eye for an Eye.
Wow.
And it is unbelievable. It's like he's gonna get away with it, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And the mother knows, and it's all these twists.
But she can't do anything
because stuff. And well, I'll tell you what, if it was your kid, eye for an eye.
That's where we end up with all these things. And this is why, and this is where I got into this weird argument over the so I drive 40 days, 50 days, 60 days this time I did, and just drive all over the country doing comedy. So sometimes we'll have 6-hour, 8-hour chunks. So comedians were dark people or whatever. So my good friend Andrew Frank, we went deep into the whole about like suicide and all these sorts of things. But one of the things that I was talking about the most was that I think that prisons and laws and some of these things they're all protecting the wrong people. And I think if we were just in pure anarchy and in nature, then we would be better off. Because you can't go around killing somebody in pure nature, like in a societal setup, because we'll know that you killed somebody. Every time you kill somebody, there's a risk at that person killing you while you're trying to kill them, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, because especially in that archaic society, like now, like we're all pussies now. So like, you're like, oh, and you just get killed. Like that's kind of where people are at. So serial killers just to kill people, but that's a small segment of people that are serial killers. Like over the history, like over the course of time, very small percentage of people. So even taking those people out, even leaving those people in, if the serial killer is trying to kill a person. Like hey, you know that Bob killed Marie? Then we're all gonna go and kill him.
And we're gonna handle Bob.
Right. But now the way we are, we're just like, oh no, the law will take care of it.
No, the law's gonna put them in a little box. They're gonna have a discussion with them in front of 12 of their peers, and then they're gonna put them in a little box, and they're going to feed them and clothe them and give them a little playtime every day,
right?
And just keep them in a little box. That's not eye for an eye.
Yeah, and I also don't think that that's.
And then death row. What is it with death row?
Yeah. Well, do you believe in killing people?
I believe for an
like
eye for an eye. See, a rapist, a killer, something like that. I'm the girl that wants to like draw a crowd.
Yeah.
And say, hey, it's like the public hangings.
Yeah. To deter
people.
Fucked up.
This is what happened, and now everybody that wants to see you die, it gets to see you die.
Well, the only problem I think that that's ever happened with the death penalty, and this goes to speak to the system.
They keep them in there for 17 years?
No, the biggest problem, and the only reason why some states are anti, is because we fuck up a lot. We hang people. We've killed a lot of people that didn't do anything. So that's the bigger issue with the judicial system, is that we don't have we don't have a lot of the right people.
Because you're not allowed to. Oh, well, you got this proof, this evidence,
double jeopardy,
and you weren't supposed to go in there because you didn't have permission from this dude over here that was on vacation, but he was the judge that you had to have
no warrant,
in order to sign it. Blah blah blah, and it's like, are you serious?
Right.
Really?
Or you find out the details later, all that stuff. So that's the bigger.
And see, we've evolved with DNA and things like that. So and then you've got.
I think we're closer.
Got police officers that have abuse of power, and
Well, that's the bigger issue.
They're gonna take the gimpy gazelle, and they're gonna beat him down and go, "You're the one that did it," just because they could catch the motherfucker.
Here's the thing: we always say abuse of power. I don't think it's abuse of power.
No.
We put these people, like cops, going back to like even like in the like every old West movie, like deputies, sheriffs. These are dirty people. They've always been dirty people because they're protecting the rich people on top. They've never been protecting the people. So we're always like, we're walking around like handing them Pepsis and saying, "Hey, get out of our protest."
Oh, you did not. You did not just
But
do that. But
those
the
people have always.
Kardashians are so
But those
wonderful.
people have always, always, always been there to protect the 7 rich people on
Protect and
top.
serve those that pay
The
them.
rich people on top, and not us. They've never been here for us. They're here to make sure that we don't get out of
Steal
line.
rich people's shit.
Get out of line. Yeah, rich people. Yeah. So that's the loop I started going down. Was just like, I just want to be in pure anarchy, man. It's like
Yeah, but then
it's like,
there's pros
But I
and
love almond
cons to
milk, so it's not. So I don't.
everything.
You know what I mean? I can't go down that
See,
route.
and
I can't make
love
my own.
DNA, so.
Yes.
So there's so much, but there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
I just read some stupid little meme, somebody that was totally emo the other day
Yeah.
on Facebook that was like, if it wasn't for the ugly days, then there wouldn't be any beautiful ones.
What are
And
the
I'm
ugly
like,
days?
that's actually true. When you have a shitty fucking
Oh,
day,
okay.
then you can appreciate your good days.
I guess, but if you just sit in a hole and go, today's shitty,
right, that's
then you don't deserve the
different.
pretty
Then you
day.
don't. Yeah, you have to have 50-50. You have to
Right.
balance. There has to be good. There has to be bad.
Well, that's
so
our psyche, right? Like we all have these sort of like manic and depressive moments. Maybe not on the bipolar spectrum, but there's always times
Yeah,
when
but
we feel a
now
little shitty.
Everybody is bipolar, and it's so acceptable. There's a pill for that. I
Yeah.
think there's a fucking app for
It's
it.
very
okay?
hard. Yeah, you can put it
And
up to your
I'm
phone
so
now.
emo.
You can
and
you
just
can plug
no,
in.
bitch, you're bored. Get off your fucking ass and go do something.
Right.
Go outside.
When was the
Is
last
Facebook
time
not
you
working
swung
for
on a
you?
swing set?
Oh my God, that stuff is so much fun. And that stuff, it's like Rebecca and I went, and she loves to go camping. I grew up camping. I love hotels and stuff now. It's like I've been dirty for 3 or 4 days at a time where, my parents are like, there's a river, jump in it and clean yourself up.
Yeah. Just
That's
wash the
way-
parts that touch each other.
Exactly. that touch each other.
Anything that
You're
rubs.
such a boy. They don't say that to
Wash
girls.
anything that rubs. Armpits.
But that's the way I grew up. So I love the hotels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now
See?
I want to be a princess, but I want to go out. I want to people watch. I want to enjoy and see. Okay, I told you that I grew up around the corner from Disneyland,
Yeah.
right?
So you've always been around
So-
weird touristy shit.
Well, they had this pass that was $100,
Yeah.
and it was called the SoCal Pass.
If you were from
and
the town.
if you could show your ID that you were from Southern
Nice.
California, you got it for $100.
It's basically the equivalent of what they do in Alaska. They're like, we're gonna ruin your area by drilling and ruining the beauty, but we'll give you a little money. We'll give you a little discount on the park. It's no big deal.
Totally.
I
Well,
like that.
going through and around Disney, it's very pretty. It's very clean.
Sure.
Even though right around their like borders of
Yeah.
Disneyland is like, oh damn,
But
I think
either-
somebody cut a bitch.
But even if
over
it
here.
looks good, it's still an amusement park in an area
Oh, yeah.
that otherwise would have been
But the
gorgeous.
best part is they're so expensive. It's so expensive to get in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People travel from New York, New Jersey,
Yeah.
from all over the place, and they come to Disneyland, and they go in with their children thinking it's going to be a fantastic thing. You're using all this energy. You're standing in lines. You're eating shitty food that's
Yep.
really expensive. Everybody is
sugary.
like, oh, yeah. And I want this. I want that. I
Yeah.
want the other thing. Buy me this. Buy me that.
Yeah.
So by the time the sun starts going down, and it is parade time,
Yeah. Wait, every day there's a parade?
every day there's a parade. Every
So
day
that
down
goes
Main
against
Street,
that goes against your
there's a
meme.
parade.
That goes against your meme. Every day there's a parade at Disneyland.
Yeah, but here's the thing, is it's all in how you enjoy that parade. Because your day on Main Street inside Disneyland in California, sunny California, and you are milliseconds within beating your own child in front of 1,000 people because this motherfucker is on your last nerve. It is bouncing up and down on your last nerve,
Right.
and it is the funniest show.
Oh, so you
I
go
have
and
got
watch the
yes.
parents get ready to beat their children.
Watch.
Now this is
I
going
people
back.
watch.
How long? So how far back?
Well, last time I went to Disneyland, I mean that's
Because
my,
in the
my hoorah.
in the 80s and 90s, you could publicly beat your children.
Right. But
that's-
I mean, well, this is within the last 10 years or
Okay.
so that they had this SoCal pass.
Okay.
I would go
Oh,
every
really?
Friday. I would work.
You go
all
every
week.
Friday.
I would work all week, and then Friday I would go home. I would meet up with my significant other, and he and I would, we'd grab something to eat, or we'd get reservations at the restaurant
Yep.
inside Disney. And we'd go and eat, and then walk down Main Street and just watch people that have been there all day. Thinking, but it's Disneyland. It's the happiest place. It's like, no, this is where your children are going. You're going
Just
to murder your
watch.
own children.
Watch people get
it
a
is
divorce.
Train wreck. It is the most beautiful family
I'm gonna go.
train wreck with Disney tunes in the background.
That's my new plan now.
It is the funniest shit ever. And I love to go out and people watch. And then, I've seen the parade a million times.
Yeah.
These idiots haven't. So when they
Right.
finally settle down and the parade starts, then we would run off and go hit a couple of rides and
Sure,
stuff
sure,
like
sure.
that. And, it's
Because
like,
everybody
everybody's
feels like they have
on
to be at the
Main
parade.
Street.
Right,
Let's
right,
go.
right, right. Oh, it's-
And so we would get the
There's
hell
a lot
out
of
of there.
inside information for people.
Yeah, there's a lot of
For Disneyland.
inside for that. Knott's Berry Farm is the same way, which is right around the corner in Buena Park.
They do
Also
they do
Orange
parade?
County. They do. It's like going back to the Wild Wild West.
Oh, that's the
know,
park? Oh, I loved
it-
those as a
the
kid.
theme park.
They would shoot
is
somebody
very
off the
country.
roof, right?
Yes.
Fucking love
Yes,
that
just
shit.
all of a sudden, people are walking along,
never
and,
get too
and
old for that
a
shit.
shootout.
Oh, that's so
happens.
fantastic.
Now, here's the thing: the way this because it's so close to Disneyland, the way that this park stays open is once a year, in October. This whole month of October, they turn it into Knott's Scary Farm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my God!
I'm a
3
Halloween
weeks
junkie.
before Halloween even
It's so
October
smart.
even starts, they've got days sold out.
That's so smart.
Outside the park, they have a calendar sold out, sold out,
Yeah.
sold out, sold
So
out, sold
smart.
out. And they turn it into, it's just one maze after the other at midnight
Did
every
people jump out on you?
night. Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
they
great.
are just elaborate costumes. And
It's
every
gotten
night
serious.
at midnight they do a
Haunted
witch
houses
hanging.
have got. Oh my God.
They
Haunted
know,
houses
in
have
the
gotten
center.
unbelievable. I went to
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I went to one in some shitty cornfield in New Jersey. It haunts my dreams. The way makeup has
awesome.
gotten, and the way, and then some people they just hire because they have this ridiculous scream or like a perfect laugh. And that's all they have to do is they just got to run in. They're just gonna run in at you, get right next to your face, and just do the laugh. Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, do you like scary movies?
I haven't gotten, because there were so many bad ones over the years. I haven't gotten that heavy into the genre, but I was huge in it in college. Like I was writing papers
then
on it.
you have probably seen it. Hellraiser with Pinhead.
I don't think I saw Hellraiser.
It's like the second
know who it is.
one
Yeah, I
that
know who it
Clive
is.
Barker did, and
Candyman
the
ruined my
main-
childhood.
Oh, see, I never watched that one.
No,
but
that ruined my childhood.
But with Pinhead and everything, they hired the girl
Yeah.
instead of, she's a famous actress
Yeah.
or she's got these skills or whatever. The calls that they would casting calls.
Yeah,
They brought the girls in and had them scream.
that's it. Yeah. Oh, that's
They
fantastic.
wanted the perfect scream.
That's great.
And that's how she got it. And there was a portion where, if you watch like on VH1, Where Are They Now? On Halloween,
Yeah.
they do
Jamie
a
Lee Curtis.
thing on. Well, they do the most scary movies, like top 100 scariest
Yeah.
movies and all this stuff. And of course, Hellraiser's right up there in the top 20.
Yeah.
And this girl that was hired for her scream, she had to be in a drawer that was covered. It looked like she was covered in maggots, but they were mealworms.
Yeah.
And she
the same
refused.
thing, right?
She was not really, but they look alike.
You have very
one
specific
is fat
maggot
and one is
information.
not. But the funniest part of it was she refused to get in there unless Clive Barker got in there. She goes, "You do it first. I'm
Oh,
not
wow.
doing that. Fuck you. You get in there
Yeah.
first." And I thought that was it. And he's doing an interview going, "I had to get in there." He goes, "I'm going to think twice about writing shit like that again."
That's funny.
And so she called bullshit on
yeah,
him
that's
and went,
important.
not going to happen.
That's important. You got, yeah, you should, and that's great. I love that's what I love about my industry especially is that we've all been the guy handing someone a flyer, so none of us can really judge anybody. Like, that's the steps of this business.
See, I have no problem like walking down Las Vegas Boulevard and having somebody go, "Hey, you want to go to a comedy show?"
Yeah.
You know, and offering me a flyer.
Yeah.
But if you shove it in my hand,
Yeah,
or
you were talking about people
touch me, I am gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, nobody should touch anybody.
And on Vegas, some of them get a little aggressive, and especially the ones giving out the hooker cards.
Yeah.
It's like strip club on steroids.
But what does
something.
that guy look like? Like, give me like the basic uniform of that guy.
Dirty.
Right.
They're dirty.
Yeah.
And they look like they've been out there
shorts,
way
it doesn't
too many.
matter when.
Yeah.
No socks for some reason.
And it's just they're nasty looking, and they're trying to force these
cards
on
you. In New York, they wear like a poncho or a vest.
So you know which ones to
They
avoid.
give you the ugliest, the ugliest possible thing. But the problem is here and in Times Square, which is where they're doing it. They like pop out of the shadows because there's so many people, and then all of a sudden you get to the thing and there's the guy. So like you don't even have time to decide not to cross the street here and there, because there's certain areas of here where what's the main road on the strip there?
Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah, so you can't you're not allowed to cross that. There's no it's like a divided highway. There's only you got to take a bridge. Like yesterday, I was just trying to go to CVS. I had to take a bridge. I was like, you know what? I don't need whatever the hell I need to get to CVS.
I'm over it. I don't need it that bad.
I got to go left to a while or right a while to get a bridge to go over this bridge, or I got to dart traffic and then like scale a. I'm not gonna do that. I just don't need peanut butter today.
And that's no, you don't need it. And they've got convenient, and that's something about the big hotels is they've got the little market, the little convenience store, and everything. But
there's 9 places in this place where I can buy coffee, but it doesn't matter where I go, it's still
$12.
Burnt and $6. Yeah. I was having an argument about
see, also
how much. Like, I started drinking almond milk, and I was like, put a little bit more almond milk in there. And the guy was like, "Oh, there's no more room." I was like, I promise you can figure this out.
Yeah.
Dump a little out, whatever you want to do.
Go ahead and try. We'll wait.
It's
okay. Don't be scared.
You ever got somebody be so offended that they decided to take it, that they decided to be funny about it? Like, that's where he got to. Like, he got upset, but he was like so offended that I was like, you can dump a little out, or I think you can figure it out some way. I just want more almond milk, whatever. So then he was like, New Yorkers, huh? And he started doing this whole thing, which is funny. It was just funny that he knew or thought that I was a New Yorker.
Well, that's because you fucking talk weird.
I'm not even
talk like
I don't
that.
even have. I don't think I have
say
an
you don't
accent.
have a fucking accent?
I don't think I have an accent. I'm not
Really?
even from New York. I'm from upstate
like
New
way
York.
over there. Then you've been there
I'm
a
from
long
Syracuse,
goddamn time. Is what you've been.
No, I grew up in Syracuse, and I always talk too fast, move too fast, everything. So then I thought, I was like, if I go to New York, it'll be fine. Like I'll fit more in. But I'm still walking too fast, talking too fast.
Outcast,
like a lunatic.
The weird one.
Well, this is all outcasts that do my industry. That's what we do. Okay, so the whole thing. So back or the whole full circle.
I put
so the whole.
You want to do
I'll
this?
do the Bill Clinton
it's
thing.
It's gonna get weird.
The mush thumb.
We're gonna do.
It depends on what the how you define the word is. So the reason why I want to do this podcast and not something like with comedians is, and I've probably told this story every podcast, but I think your industry is very similar to comedy. I also think that when I do comedian podcasts, people come on, they try to do jokes, they try to do shtick, they try to do the whole thing, and it's just like, just talk to me. It's like sometimes we'll be like the Comedy's Best Kept Secret Tour podcast. Follow that shit. We do it in a car when we're going across the country. And we do it in a car, and I'll turn the camera on, and the comedian who I was just talking to about whatever, all of a sudden is like, "Oh, the camera's on," and they like become a different person, and I just don't understand that, and I don't think that that's normal, and it's weird. So I was like, everybody's been asking me to do a podcast. I was like, I don't want to do it with comedians. So I found an industry that I thought was pretty similar in size and scope, and then also from the standpoint that like if you've just been in it for 10 years, you're a veteran. Kind of with no qualifications. That's how comedy is. I think that's how porn is. If you just hang in there, you're just one of the people that get reverence.
It's just see, to me, comedy and musicians.
Yeah.
And then porn.
Sure.
And then fetish. All of those are, you have to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
You have to create your brand. You have to stand by it.
Yeah.
Because not everybody at the party is going to think you're funny.
Right.
Not everybody at the party is going to think I'm pretty.
Right.
And I'm not their cup of tea. And
Right.
I have to be
That's
okay with that.
That's smart. That's brilliant.
So, and then music, same concept.
Yeah.
They're struggling
if
just
you
as
stay
hard.
in your lane and you do it different and you do it right, you know,
But
you'll either pick you'll get a small group of people. But the problem with all four of those things is, maybe not Fetish, I don't know enough about that, but basically all the music, comedy, and porn is basically like there's just enough hits to the face coming that eventually a shit ton of people just drop out. And then they
can't take it.
And they leave on bad terms.
Right.
But the other thing is like,
I hate the porn industry. No, you're absolutely correct.
My good friend,
you have to grow thick skin if you don't already have it.
So this guy's got, I don't know why he's a good friend, because I'm realizing now he's got a family. He doesn't care who I am. But I love him. He's a great guy. Nate Bargatze. Check out his album. I want him to be my best friend, but he's not. So, but I love this guy. But Nate Bargatze, he's got a joke about how, like, when you quit comedy, you don't quit to anybody. You just have to quit to yourself. Like, you're not going to call up Louis C.K. and be like, hey, man, I'm leaving the business. Yeah. No, you just quit. And just nobody ever hears from you again. And I think that's what that's what music is. That's what comedy is. Yeah. That's what porn is. And the biggest contributing factor to all those things is just having a kid. You just have a kid, and you're like, you know what? Do I really care about any of this anymore? Can I really make this happen anymore? And I think that's fucked up.
And
don't have kids, guys. Don't have kids.
Don't have small humans. You know what? Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't have any small humans. God,
nothing.
No, but I can rent them.
Yeah.
Because I have nieces, I have nephews.
Those
and
are my
stuff
favorite.
Like that.
You rile them up.
And
and then
you give them back.
You leave.
You know, like, oh, for Christmas, I wanted to get little Johnny what he wanted, and he's just got so much energy that I got him the Mickey Mouse drum set and a bag of fucking candy.
Right.
So, and him and his sister can fight over it. They can do, and your family hates you.
Yeah.
Until they need you to babysit.
Right.
And then it's okay. But
and they
now,
the kids love you.
Oh, they absolutely adore you. But now I've got nieces and nephews that are like, my niece just came to Vegas and had her 30th birthday party.
Yeah.
And what does Auntie do? She turns around and hooks them up with, the nightclub thing,
right.
And
same
all
bad
of this
influence.
Stuff. Oh yeah,
Doesn't
it's
matter
just
how old you are.
Now you are 21.
You know what's great?
So,
you know what's great about being, that level. So I'm a godfather a couple different ways, and one of my jokes is that that as a godfather, my only role is to like show up with like a blanket with like Disney characters on it, and like basically make sure these two girls don't grow up to become sluts. Like that's my job.
Right.
Like, that's all I have to do.
If the parents aren't watching, you are.
Right. Well, then the end.
Godfather is way.
Well, the end of the joke is that like, look, if they grow up to become sluts, I got to look at them and go, look, your mom's a slut. What did you want me to do? Like, there's not a whole lot I can do. I only have so much contact with you. But just like every level, being able to communicate with these people, I think is important, and I think playing a role in these people's lives is important. Like my cousin has a little baby. She's 2, and it was very important to me to be in her life. So even when I was on the road,
right.
Because like a 2-year-old has like a 45-minute memory. So like we were like FaceTiming every weekend just to make sure that when I came back, she wasn't afraid of me. But the thing I find interesting, especially in my life, because I just turned 34. There's a weird transition with your parents when you have to decide when you're no longer like their child and when you can just be friends. And I think a lot of people never reach that moment where they realize that like their parents are their friends, or they can be. Like, and for me, I think it's more right now. My father's struggling with that a little bit because he still wants to be a dad, but I've figured out my path. He doesn't know anything about comedy. Doesn't know anything about coming to Vegas and interviewing porn stars. Like, what is what advice is he going to give me for 37 years he had an insurance? I don't have a boss. He was in this corporate structure, and it's just like I just want to hang out with the guy sometimes, and he's like trying to figure out like what advice.
Throw some tequila shots down his
right?
throat. It'll loosen him up.
Yeah,
seriously, it'll loosen him up, and you can have a good time.
And
So it's like my parents know that I'm in the adult industry. I don't get graphic about any of the stuff. When they ask me certain questions, I'm no. That's none of your business.
Yeah.
They know that I do a podcast and all of this stuff, and it's all adult content. They also know I don't want them listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, so there's rules and stuff like that.
But at
they
the
get
end of the
spoiled
day,
when they come to town.
and this is what's
That's it.
interesting to me, is at the end of the day, comedians have a lot of problems with parents sometimes not liking their content, this and that, the other thing. Like my good friend Andrew Frank, his dad's a pastor, so he's a pastor's kid, so he does all this religion material that kind of rubs his father the wrong way. But
Right.
and when I first started doing comedy, I was doing sort of dirtier jokes. That's just where my brain started. But it's like the reason why I'm like that is because you guys were my parents. Like, you guys raised me, so
Right.
everything that you did made me me. So you can't be afraid of my material. Like, I'm an extension of you. If you were any other parents, I would have totally other jokes.
Totally different material.
But
yeah,
you did
it's
this,
True.
so
It's
it just
your
seems it seems
fault.
hypocritical to me when people are like, "Oh no, I would never do that in front of my parents." Your parents are the reason you're like that. You need to get them involved in your life.
And that is absolutely true, because I was raised super, super religious.
Right.
And I was
don't know why
taught.
so many people, and then they go the other route. You're such heavy with rules.
They don't balance it.
Right.
That's the problem. It's one path, end of story.
Right.
And when you realize there's another path that's parallel to you, and you're like,
Right.
hey, Johnny, how come your family's not like this?
Right.
You know, that's when I realized some shit was going down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I think I want to run down that dirt
Yeah.
path for a little while and see what it's like.
Sure.
But I still bring the values.
I like that you called it the dirt path.
It is a dirty, 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 naughty little path. And a lot of trees to hide behind and do naughty things. And I mean, and some of the stuff that I talk about on my podcast is, I was raised so religious that
Are we talking Christian or what's the?
Seventh-day Adventist.
I don't know a lot.
So it's as close to you're really close to Mormon.
So
with what you're allowed to do and stuff.
In the
It's Christian,
but you believe
but
you
it's a
believe a
branch
lot
up.
in the apocalypse. What's it called? The where all the sinners evaporate into hell. What's that called?
Oh yeah.
Why do neither one of us?
I have no
Somebody's in a
fucking idea. It's
car right
been a
now,
minute.
gripping the steering wheel, yelling the
screaming,
word at us.
Screaming. I just said that earlier.
why-
Yeah, you're absolutely
why
correct.
can't I think
have
what
no
it's called?
fucking idea.
Whatever.
you
The Day
know,
of Reckoning. You believe
yeah,
in that?
well,
Or
when
you're
you
supposed to
die,
believe in
there's that moment.
No, that Christ comes back.
Oh yeah,
And
the second coming.
Yeah,
Is
what
that
the-
what you're talking about?
yeah,
The second
but
coming
it's called
of
the,
Jesus and all this. I'll
damn
tell
it.
you what, I was so fucked up with that being drilled into my
Yeah.
head. Like all of a sudden, the heavens are going to open, the ground is going to open, and all the bad people are going to get set down to the bottom, and then all the
Right.
all the good people go
rapture.
up to heaven. The rapture.
I
Thank
found
you.
it before I Google it. The
See, my
rapture.
mother always called it the second coming.
You're
So
right.
I didn't know what word you were
Right.
looking for. So I can remember when I was 6 years old, and this is how strict my religion was in the house. I can remember being about 6 years old, and I was in the bathtub, and there was a window, and I could see the sun setting. And my mom always said that it'll be this fiery thing. And in California, the sunsets are
Oh,
gorgeous.
yeah.
They look like fire.
They're orange.
So
and
I
yeah,
started
everything.
looking out, and I unwound the little window thing, and I'm looking out, and I thought, I wonder if it's going to happen now. And I got out of the bathtub really quick because I wanted to have clothes on when it happened.
Sure.
But
It's
I'm
important.
I'm 6 years old,
Yeah.
petrified.
It's important that
I
when you
was,
see
I
Jesus,
was
you have
going
clothes
to
on.
die
Yeah.
because the ground was going to open.
But you didn't think that you were. But didn't they tell you that you were going to make it?
Well, no, it was a 50-50. What if I had what if I had impure thoughts?
Really?
And
I thought the whole point
I
was that you
used to
make
fight
it.
with my siblings, and I would call my brother bad names,
Yeah.
and he would do the same to me. So I knew I wasn't pure, and I knew I
Fuck.
was going to go to hell. So, it has affected me through my entire life
Yeah.
to the point where I almost have no fear of dying.
Okay. Well, that's a good
Which
place. That's a
is-
good place to be.
No,
actually.
it's really not. When a female standing 5'3",
Yeah.
will go, oh, fuck, I need to go to the store and get some cigarettes, and just walk out the door at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Or go into Compton, you're not even
Sure.
from the West
Yeah,
Coast,
yeah, yeah.
and go into Compton.
I've seen the
and,
movies.
And exactly. And I mean, I pulled up and I was filming at this one place. The guy lived like on the border of Compton right there. And I called him
Turn
and
on
said,
the
I'm
wrong street,
here.
yeah.
And he goes, do not fucking get out of your car. And I'm like,
Jesus.
what? Why? I mean, everybody seemed pleasant enough.
Right.
Little did I know that this little white bitch was going down
Right.
if she got out of the
Right.
car. I didn't know that because I never looked at. I have no fear of
Yeah.
things, and that is not a good thing.
I don't know.
It's
Think of the
that
alternative.
balance, it's the 50-50.
There's an alternative. My
So-
aunt can't get in an elevator, so that's the alternative.
Oh yeah, if the fucker falls, it's gonna fall.
So
But see, I ride a motorcycle, and I sold it when I moved to Vegas, though. But I started being paranoid at one point about other people not seeing me, and I'm
Sure.
like, I am gonna go down and
Yeah.
get run the fuck over. So when I
Yeah.
moved to Vegas, I sold it.
gotta get all those.
But-
You gotta get all those thoughts out of your head. No fear's better. Look, we
it's-
are all gonna die.
But it can backfire,
Wouldn't
to
you
where
rather
it's
have
like
a
you're
cool story?
in a situation going, oh,
That's true.
fuck, how do I get out of this? Thank God I don't panic, and, I can think quick on my feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've got myself in situations where I'm like, wow, I'm in a hotel room with 12 guys. How do we think this is going to go?
At least you have the reason behind it. I actually dated.
Took me a while to
I
figure it
dated
out.
somebody who was in almost that exact situation at a rugby house when we were still together, and I was like, hey, this doesn't sound like a good idea. It's 4 a.m. You guys are all drinking. I mean, look, aside the fact that me and you are in a monogamous relationship right now, something not good is most likely going to happen if you keep putting yourself in. Like, maybe tonight goes fine, but if you keep putting yourself in situations where it's you, another girl, and like 14 dudes,
Yeah, it's
I'm
a little
just
bit of an issue,
saying,
a little bit.
from like a probability standpoint, you're probably tempting someone
Yeah.
somewhere.
Russian roulette.
Right.
At some point, you're going to get to the bank.
That's funny.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know how I feel
so
about that.
how
It's weird
did-
that you don't. Okay, go ahead.
So I want to know how
Rabbit hole. I started
how did you
Twitter-
find me?
Twitter.
You started, and
I've-
you said I've
Yeah.
been doing it for 10 years. So WTF, dude?
So
That's a little stalker
Oh,
fucking information.
no,
right
I said
there.
10 years because that's how comedy works. 10 years. Is that
Oh,
where
see,
you're at? 10
I've been
years?
doing this
Yeah.
for 10 years.
No, I wish I had the discipline to do more research. I just don't know what I gain from researching
What am I, the
somebody online.
dumbass that fucking responded with, "Yo, I'll meet
No,
you at a hotel"?
You have you have way more. Yeah, you have way more to lose. You have a reputation. You have followers. I got nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I got an open mic later on tonight.
No,
Like,
I'm
you know what I
friends
mean?
with
Like, I
a
got
lot of.
nothing.
I'm
So-
friends with a lot of fucking comedians. You could really fuck me up now. You know, my porn friends would. My fetish friends would be
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, he's got a purty mouth."
Well, I encourage all those comments, but I don't
Just
know.
not what they want to do with it.
Right. Yeah, I just don't. The acceptance part ends there.
Oh! It's on your terms. I'm sorry.
but so I don't know. I started going down, and I was kind of linking up people, and it's the same kind of thing. It's that rabbit hole where they're like, well, if you follow this person, then you'll follow this person, you like this person. So I kind of started trying to figure out who was around, who was in Vegas, who was whatever.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, it's just a shit ton of contacting and emailing and doing those sorts of things. And I gotta say, it's got something to do with whatever I'm pitching, that people are saying yes, because I didn't think this was going to be an easy industry to, and I hate to use this word, penetrate, but it seems like people want to do the podcast and they want to talk about this.
This is a
and they wanna do
wonderful
this.
way to get your name out there, your story out there, your personality
Yeah.
out there.
Me or you?
And me. Fuck
Okay.
you. No, because I get to stand on your shoulders
Yeah.
on your show.
Yeah.
And get my personality out there and everything.
boss
but
me
then
around.
Then again, I could always bring you in and
Yeah.
interview you
Sure.
for mine, and oof.
And I'm
The-
gonna need
the
to do some research for that one.
Oh, don't.
There's
No,
plenty of-
I'll let you go ahead and see. And the way you wrote your email too.
Yeah.
I did not have to respond and ask you questions.
Yeah.
You actually sent me all of the information. Like, no, I really am legit. Look, you can
Yeah.
listen here. You can listen there. It's like the first 10 that are usually the hardest to get.
Sure.
And go from
Right.
there.
Well,
So,
and I was
do a
hoping
lot
that
of
doing this
interviews. I
would
enjoy
get
'em.
people to tell their friends and pop it around and whatnot. And
right.
luckily, I mean, and I have enough contacts in Vegas and L.A. And I'm in New York and Miami just to be able to kind of facilitate this. And again, I don't know. You guys are more interesting to talk to than
we're more
comedians.
open.
Yeah,
we're more open.
You
can, as long as it's not a one-track mind, like, oh, this is my job. Yeah, I do adult.
Yeah.
I do adult entertainment,
Yeah.
though, because I do a podcast. We are structured to do a movie. We have bmoviefilms.com.
Nice.
And it is being structured just Rebecca and I, and how we're going to do it without going, hey, Mr. Investor, you want to come in here and help us out and then tell us what to do?
Right.
No, we're doing it all on our
yeah,
own.
it's a different world. Like at this point in time, if you can cultivate your own audience ahead of time, you get to call the shots. It's actually
Yes.
it's a scary yet interesting yet kind of freeing.
Well, you
place
have
to
to
be.
look at yourself. What are you? Who are
Yeah.
you? What's
Yeah.
your
What do you stand
brand
for?
and why?
You change, right?
Why do fucking
Pee Wee
people wanna
Herman
pay attention to
changed
you?
his whole act. Like that show. Like the guy jerked off in a movie theater, which is my favorite part. Is he jerked off in a movie theater? He lost a show in 2017. If you get caught jerking off in a movie theater, they'll give you a show. Like that's a show.
Absolutely
So-
correct. Or, if you're 15 and you go against everything that society tells you and you get pregnant, they'll give you a show and tell
Sure.
you that you're fantastic and wonderful. And so
They're
big.
filming the reunion for that in Vegas. I found that on the internet yesterday.
Oh, gross.
The teen and pregnant reunion.
I would love to punch their fucking mothers.
They had, that is bad parenting.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is bad
And then
parenting.
to just throw it out there and go, but she's wonderful.
But we made a miracle. No, you did pretty
No,
much
you
what
made
we're
a
all.
train wreck in it and then just kept adding cars
You made
to
it in an absolute eventuality. Like this is what happens when you do what you did with those two parts.
Yeah, yeah.
Where was I going? What was my thought?
I don't know. Will you get to the point?
You were.
Sidetrack,
I don't know how
left,
you
right,
got me on
left, right,
teen and
left, right.
pregnant.
Isn't this your goddamn show?
No, not anymore. You took
Wow,
over.
you've got
back to Richard. So you've mentioned you've mentioned your podcast a couple times, and you get two of them. So, but you never told us what they are. So plug them so people can know how to find them, and how to get them.
I'm on adultfilmstarnetwork.com.
Okay.
And that is the network of it. I have a show that is all fetish based, and do not get it twisted. I am not just a bully dom that likes to smack boys
Give us
around.
a quick if you had to give us the elevator pitch for what it is when everybody says fetish, what that encapsulates. Give us the
Any kinky little twisted thing. Every single person is different, so you
Yeah.
can't do that. It can be anywhere from admiring or sniffing my feet, me sitting on your face and smothering you with my ass while my clothes are on, or you like to be tied up to a St. Andrew's cross, beaten while punched in the balls.
So these are all
I
just
mean,
things
it
that
can-
happen on a regular Thursday for me. So are you saying that I need to break it off into individual fetishes?
Correct, because you should have at least 5 different girls. One will kick you in the balls.
Okay.
The other one you sniff her feet. The other one you like the smell of her butt. But then again,
I would argue that
Tuesday
they
and
should just have one
Thursday
girl
like
that'll
to
do all
flip
those
every
things.
once in a while. God, how boring are you? Shit. It's called 31 flavors for a reason. Why'd you stop?
But they don't
at
all need to.
vanilla?
They should all be able to do the crazy things. Not
See,
each
and
one.
A lot of that, there's so many people, and that's exactly the point. There's so many people that have these different fetishes and go, I don't know how to tell
Find
somebody
Yeah.
when I'm dating them, at what point do I say this? I give guidance to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I talk to so many people, I've turned into almost like this weird fetishy therapist.
Yeah.
But I'm also a mommy dom, where, it's somebody that didn't get that type of structure
Yep.
when from mommy, because they don't talk about those types of
Right,
things
right,
in the
right.
house, let alone smelling feet or, liking to be gagged with somebody's dirty panties. You don't talk about those
Yeah.
things. So you're constantly feeling like there's something wrong.
Sure.
So with
Yeah,
my
this goes
podcast,
heavy
it's
into the
called
religion thing.
it's yeah.
It
and
really does. The more I visit and play the middle of the country, the more I realize how crazy and maniacal some of these religious chunks are. And I didn't think it was that intense until recently. I went to a couple super churches in Missouri just to see.
Just to see.
And
That would be fantastic.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. The first like hour and a half was like a sales pitch, And then after that, this is how I knew the pastor was good. I was there just messing around doing research, and at one point during his sermon, I felt like he was talking directly to me.
Ooh.
I was like, damn it, this guy is good.
That's
now I had enough.
skill.
I had
and
enough
that's
skepticism.
coming from somebody that has been on stage,
right,
talking to a group.
Oh, this guy was so good.
For him to climb into your
He
brain
was
and just bounce around on your brain cells.
He was like, I know some of you are here for the wrong reasons, and I was like, oh, I'm here for the wrong reason. I know some of you think that you're not gonna. He's just doing all this stuff, and I was like, wow.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's incredible.
But see, there's so many people that like with religion or just really uptight
they feel like they can't
areas.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, you've got people that are like, oh my God, you better watch the way you dress.
Yeah.
And you better do this and do that and use your manners in a certain way. And you can't be. There's a way to have communication and manners and still be unique.
That's
but
exactly how
don't cookie cutter me into anything.
Yeah.
I don't fit into any of those cookie cutters. I didn't speak to my mother for 2 years because it's that whole thing. Where are you going to? Where's that line?
Yeah.
And I had to draw the line in the sand and say, no, you need to meet me in the middle or you need to go away.
Yeah.
Because I have to be my own person.
Sure.
You can't run my life forever. What the hell am I going to do if you die in a car accident?
Well, again, back to that. Yeah.
Eventually,
you're not a parent. You made it. They made it this far. And
cut
you
the
let
apron strings and watch them
like in
go.
nature, throw them up and let them push them out of the nest.
Push them out of the nest and see if they hit the ground.
If they don't fly,
then guess what? That was the gimpy little fucker, wasn't he?
Was
you know what?
Sacrifice
because the other ones behind him they aren't going to hit the ground.
Well, so then so back to that.
What other people are thinking.
But then back to that, and I think maybe that's where I get personally confused or maybe don't understand fetish is just because there's something that I do sexually. Let's say somebody has a move that you like or you don't like. At which point does that extend to a genre? Like, at which point is that a thing that people are into? Like,
see, but that's there's a lot of things like foot fetish or flogging, being tied up. All the it's a weapon you get hit with.
Okay.
It's very too much time to explain. Look it up.
We just lit up Google with flogging.
We did. We just lit it up.
Flogging?
But I've got probably 6 different sets and sizes of floggers at my house.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is I know people that use flogging as therapy for back issues and stuff like that. It's really weird. It's really, but it's also in how it's done.
Sure.
And
I've asked strangers to punch me in the back. I was like, just don't hit me on the spine. I got this knot. Just punch me in the back.
And see, that's the whole thing is learning how to flog properly. You have to know where all the vital organs are. You have to have them put their head down. You have to have. I could stand you against this wall right over here.
This is a different episode.
Show you how to stand properly.
Yep.
And then start doing it, and it starts building up, building up, building up, building up, like that punch where you want somebody to just punch you.
Yeah.
It draws all the blood, the endorphins, because it's like an injury. And the endorphins and everything, it brings it all to the surface. Yeah. And because of that punch, it releases the endorphins and the adrenaline, and it is a natural drug. You're not taking aspirin. You're not taking a painkiller. You're not doing any of that.
Well, then your body is forced just to, like, protect and
it's like getting a
fix
tattoo. Do you have any tattoos?
No.
You ever hear about people like, I'm addicted? Oh my God, I got the itch. I got the itch. Imagine sitting there and letting somebody take a knife or something and slowly scratch at you and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And your brain is going, asshole, get the fuck up and walk away. Why are you sitting here and letting them do this?
That's what tattoo feels like?
And that's what it feels like. It's like a cat scratch over and over and over and over and over. But the whole point is it releases the endorphins. It releases that adrenaline because your body is going, your brain is going, move. and you're not.
Okay, interesting.
So that's the itch where they're like, oh, I totally want to get, I got the itch, man. I need to go and see my tattoo artist. Now they're looking for another design. You know, I've actually had people say, I would love it to just walk it. I'll drop you $40. You just drag a dry needle across me, because they want that fix. And that's the same thing as like breath play, which can be really risky. Taking somebody's breath away, like I said, sitting on your face. Well, I got a really big ass and big thighs, and I can cut off all of your fucking air. Well, if your ass is tied down, what the fuck you gonna do? I'll get up when he stops kicking. You know, but imagine when you run out of air. You know that. So you've got to be able to trust somebody to know you and to read you, and that's all stuff that I teach. And here's my thing: is it's not just BDSM and fetish. No. It's individuality.
Right.
And everything I talk about is individuality, and it's called sick addictions.
Yeah.
Because if you told your mom that you liked to have girls sit on your face until you almost pass out, she'd go, "You're sick."
See, but that's where I check out.
Addiction?
And that's where I check out too, is because I would never tell my mom or my dad any of the specific things I do in the bedroom, whether they're
what if she was cleaning your room and found a mask?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Call her. Leash, and it doesn't have Fido's name on it. It says
Fair enough.
Maria's bitch boy.
Fair enough.
Please, God, tell me your mom's name isn't Maria.
We're gonna finish it here because we just lost the damn thing, so that sucks. So we ended on face mask with Maria, which is hilarious.
Face mask with Maria.
Well, just out of pure necessity now, unfortunately, we need to end because technology blows. How did it stop? That's why I had double. So it said battery low. So I always create a redundant system just in case, because
always you have
technology
to have
never works.
Backup.
How many times have I been handed a microphone at a show, and
it was dead, and
it's at the wedding this weekend. They had the guy hooked up to the wireless system. The actual ceremony is a 12-minute ceremony, and a minute and a half in, the microphone goes dead. It's just the way. So I always have a redundant system.
Those people are getting charged like $300 for.
No, and I bet they won't even, because it's a wedding. I bet they won't even ask to get a discount or whatever. But so we've made it to the end. We need a. I'm gonna get myself a mask that says Marie. Was it Maria's bitch?
No, I said.
What was your? What was your one?
So I said. What if your mom cleaned your room and found a mask, and then a collar and a leash, and it wasn't for Fido? It was the collar said Maria's bitch boy.
Maria's
on
bitch boy.
It.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: is that the thing that I would look at is boy spelled with a Y or is boy spelled with an I?
Big boy.
Do you know the difference? B-O-Y, B-O-I?
No. What is?
Oh, there we
is
go.
there a difference?
There's
I thought it was just something that happens
Google.
in Atlanta.
No.
Because my favorite rapper
was
Outkast. This is two guys. Big Boy is one of them. B-O-I. So what is a boy? B-O-I.
Well, now you're gonna turn around and look it up. And
I'm gonna Google. So many people are Googling off of this episode.
Because a B-O-I is a boy, a little sissy boy.
No, is that real?
Panties and all that stuff. Yeah, they're actually my favorite.
That's so funny. What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean they're your favorite?
Well, because I do this stuff and everything. I love to play with little boys, BOIs, and I like to dress them up and do really fucked up shit to them because they'll do anything to keep me happy.
Right.
But that's my personal thing. My podcast, Sick Addictions.
Sick Addictions.
Yeah, and it's Sick Addictions with Joslyn Stone. So you can even just look up my name. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and now I co-host with Rebecca Love, who does Talking Dirty with Rebecca Love, and hers is all about the industry. It's all about the industry, the adult industry, and the fact that she's the B movie queen. She's from all the cable stations, all the softcore,
right? Everything I grew up on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sunday night was I would go to bed early. Supposedly, I'd lock the door and Showtime, Cinemax, HBO.
Then you would probably know who Rebecca Love is.
Yeah.
So she's all over that stuff. I've only been on it 3 times on HBO.
Okay.
But she's like
Not as fun?
30 movies in. So, I mean, she's done a lot of it. I have a lot of tattoos, things like that.
Oh, so it's not even.
So
they're not even into you.
No,
They're like,
exactly.
no, a tattoo is wrong.
And see,
they're having simulated sex.
Right.
And they're like, no tattoos. Okay, listen.
Oh, that's exactly what they do.
That's hilarious.
That's exactly
that's
what they do.
hilarious to me.
I can't tell you how many companies didn't want to shoot me when I got in the industry because they're like, oh, you're older and you're not just like a size 0. You're like a real girl.
Yeah.
And, you know, who's the most famous in the world curvy woman is Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe, sure.
I'm exactly the same size as she was.
Oh, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were so short.
Mm-hmm. I'm 5'3".
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because they all try to beat you down and change you,
Right.
and you've got to be an individual. So, but talking dirty with Rebecca Love, I am, you know, that her sidekick on there, and we're on iHeartRadio now.
That's great. Yeah.
So,
Taking over.
You know, slowly but surely, not too bad for a couple of porn sluts, you know?
That should have been the name of the podcast. Not too bad for a couple of porn
Well,
sluts.
we didn't know it was going to go the way it
Yeah.
did. We both did radio out in LA. We both live in Vegas now.
Yeah.
We missed it.
Yeah.
We started talking about
fun.
it. She brought all the equipment and said, I'm going to do this. Do you want to do your own show? And I didn't think about it really. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that. Started off as an idea and it's just exploded.
That's fantastic.
So the emails that I get regarding some of the topics and everything, all the way down to tube sites.
Yeah.
You know, how they're screwing the industry. But Rebecca's like, no, we need to evolve.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw a fit.
Anything. I feel like anything. Yeah. I feel like anything after. And this. I'm starting to get this way. Anything that happens after, like, 25, you're just like, no. I just figured out how to do this. You
Why
can't
are you
change it
changing
now.
You piece of shit.
I'm at the point in my life where I'm buying 5 pairs of shoes at a time.
Oh
right?
my god!
So that's-
Because they're my favorite, and they
Those are
may
my
stop
shoes.
making
I
them.
can't. Yeah, they do stop making them.
They do. They stop.
And I
making
can't go
them.
find new shoes every year.
Oh my god! You're turning into your grandfather,
this
aren't
kid's
you?
awful. No, my grandfather used to buy 20 shoes at a time. He still has them in the basement.
Oh my god! I love it.
God bless his soul.
I'm gonna. Are we finishing?
Yeah, let's
this
call it
up?
over. Yeah, you're getting into the macadamias.
I'm ready to chew
I said,
on your nuts.
I said, whenever you get into the macadamias is the end. So this is episode 6 with Joslyn Stone.
6.
Do we want them to follow you on the internet?
Yeah.
We're at
JoslynStone.com.
joslynstone.com.
That
Twitter,
has everything.
Instagram, all that.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of it is Joslyn Stone. I kept it simple. I don't do Joslyn Stone XXX. I don't do any of that stuff. I have a name. That's who I am. No matter what, it comes back to me as an individual. So everything is just Joslyn Stone. If you're on Twitter, JoslynStone. My website's the same thing. Yeah.
Boom. And don't email her because she won't do your fucking podcast, okay? Just mine. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Check us out, Porn Stars of People. We're on iTunes. We're on TuneIn. Whatever. You figured out where we are because you're listening to the goddamn thing. Thank you so much.
Google it.
I'm Dan Frigolette. Goodbye.
Yeah, he is.